And they receive the warning that even if a man receive many revelations and have power to do mighty works, if he boasts in his own strength and sets at naught the counsels of God and follows after the dictates of his own will and carnal desires, he must fall and incur the vengeance of a just God upon him. Behold, you have been entrusted with these things, but how strict were your commandments? Remember also the promises which were made to you, if you did not transgress them. Yet you should have been faithful, and he would have extended his arm and supported you against all the fiery darts of the adversary, and he would have been with you in every time of trouble. So this is the to whom much is given, much is required principle, right? And it's very easy to fall into natural man, boast in your own strength, when really what you've been given is a gift from God. This is true for all kinds of spiritual gifts that we've received. And it's very easy to do. It's very easy to forget the source of the blessings that you have, to take your mind out of the eternal and only view things from your natural eyes and see what's just right in front of you temporally. And what's being taught here is that there is no eternal progression in that mindset. It is, even if you have a temporally successful life, that mindset cannot give you continuation of lives, right? There's no sanctification in the mindset.
It's interesting to me that the Lord clearly is highlighting to Joseph and pointing out to him, seemingly one of his, I don't want to say critical weaknesses, but clearly a weakness that the Lord had a particular concern for. And this was the fear of, or maybe the approval seeking nature that Joseph had of others. And I think you see that especially early on in his life, and he just naturally had such a good disposition and wanted to do what is right and wanted to, probably be somebody who was pleasing in the eyes of other people, especially after he starts telling people about his vision, when he's 14 and he starts getting negative feedback, and he's probably feeling like, okay, I don't like that. I don't want that. So clearly there was something within him that wanted the approval of other men, around him. And yet that was not the calling for him. That was not what was meant to be for him. And then as you see, you can kind of see this.
Turns out his gifts weren't for treasure hunting after all.
Well, it's just interesting because as you think about later in his life, he was able to take this weakness really and turn it into a strength, because there were those who knew him, who revered him, who loved him deeply, and he was able to build those very tight and unique bonds with other people. But he was never one that was able to necessarily have those deep friendships and that universal love from all people. I mean, he was, even in his life, his name was for good and for evil. Hit that like button, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it.
They may seem like little things, but liking, commenting, it helps the algorithm push our content out to more people. So it's our small way of sharing the gospel in a social media age.